right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and as you can see, Spider-Man is getting a brand new symbiote uniform. It's official. The update that we've been waiting on is coming. I'm just hoping that we are not going to be disappointed yet again. I don't want to start off like this, but I'm super hyped. As most of you guys are aware, these days I don't make videos on sneak peeks just because it usually hypes us up just to come crashing down when we see what the uniforms actually do. But I absolutely love Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite characters in this game. So I had to talk about this one because if the devs are watching, I would like them to listen and listen good so that they can actually give us something spectacular from our boy. But anyways, with that being said, let me jump right into it. Spider-Man's symbiote uniform. I'm excited to see what they do for him this time because the uniform that he currently has, the Back to the Basics uniform, they did a fantastic job with this one, or rather that one. However, this one is already, I'm gonna say, letting me down based on the wording. I was excited when I saw how it looks because it looks very villainous. So I was hoping that this iteration of Spider-Man would actually become a super villain. Just because it would give me an opportunity to use Spider-Man in a way that I've never used him before. The man already has 10 uniforms. If you've been a long time Marvel Future Fighter and a big time comic fan, you probably have most of these uniforms for Spider-Man. This was his very first uniform, and every single one of them, believe it or not, keeps him as a superhero. So getting the flexibility of using him as both a superhero and a supervillain would have been nice, especially after what we just saw for Doctor Strange, Wong, and Captain America, where they became supervillains in their zombie uniforms. I was kind of hoping that, you know, the same thing would happen for Spider-Man. Getting to use him as a supervillain for the first time would have been really cool. I'm hoping that this is just a typo on the wording and he's actually going to be a supervillain. But if not, it is what it is. Hopefully they give us a banger just like last time, because Spider-Man does not need very much right now to become a top meta character. Right now, he's just on the cusp of being good enough to take down the likes of Sentry, Silver Surfer, and Adam Warlock. He can snipe Adam Warlock once, but Adam can revive, and that's when it usually becomes either him or Adam, because Spider-Man cannot revive. And he's missing the one thing, I would say, yeah, one thing that would honestly push him back into the top 5 conversation. You let me know what you think in the comments. But I think what the devs need to do for Spider-Man with this uniform is ensure that they give him damage reduction. If you look at this man's kit, that is the one major glaring weak spot that he has, and that's part of the reason why you don't see him in other world battle teams. You pretty much never see him in timeline battle teams unless you're in the bottom leagues. It's just because even though he can snipe you really quickly with his fourth skill, because it has damage accumulation, iframe ignore, and on top of that it heals him, realistically he just doesn't live long enough. Not to mention his uniform bonus basically gives him a CTP of greed basically all the time, which is absolutely insane. He ignores 50% of your damage reduction. So even if you have a brilliant authority on your character, you're gonna feel it when Spider-Man hits you with your fourth skill. But he just doesn't live long enough, even with 2 heals, which is dope, right? I think with this new symbiote uniform, they could justify buffing this heal right here from 30 to 50, because I think symbiote characters should be very tanky, and having a 50% heal here when he drops below 50 would be really cool. Besides that, I think the damage reduction is a must. It's part of the reason why a character like Quicksilver, even though he is extremely powerful and can in most cases snipe you most people skip over tier 4 in him, because just like Spider-Man, he's a glass cannon. His fourth skill will rip through you in a matter of seconds. However, not even seconds, just like 1 second, one hit, you're pretty much dead. But it's so easy to kill him because nowhere in his kit did they give him damage reduction. It's not on his uniform, it's not on his passives, nothing, right? So if they want people to actually pick up this uniform, the symbiote uniform for Spider-Man, I think they need to make sure that they give him damage reduction this time, because that's the major thing. I think damage reduction, a slightly better heal, even though he doesn't necessarily need it. He has 2. He's doing much better than most characters. But another thing that they absolutely need to consider is giving him super guard break on another one of his skills. He has it on the 4th skill, which is good, but if you look at the most toxic PvP character right now, which is Sentry, this motherfucker has super guard break on 5 of his 6 skills. And on top of that, his 5th skill lasts for about 5 seconds and it's instantly cancelled. So once he pops his 5th skill, even if you somehow guard break him or interrupt him, it's gonna last 5 seconds where it's just pushing your shit in. Meanwhile, Sentry's just floating through his other skills, so you're just getting super guard break back to back to back to back. It's nasty work, okay? So they got to consider doing something like that for Spider-Man, just because unlike Silver Surfer, Adam Warlock, and Sentry, he does not revive. And unlike Wolverine, Deadpool, and Madeline Pryor, he doesn't have immortality. So his 1 life, he needs to be able to do a good amount of damage while tanking or also preventing enemies from hitting him, so that he doesn't die instantly by super guard breaking them, right? That's the things that they need to consider, either giving him multiple skills that can be instantly canceled or slightly delayed canceled, that have super guard break on them, so he can super guard break people so that they don't hit him, or they got to give him a boatload of damage reduction so he doesn't just get one-shotted. Otherwise, I don't think he's gonna make his way back into the meta with this new uniform. That's just my god honest opinion. However, even if they don't give him super guard break or damage reduction, since he's becoming a symbiote, you will be able to use him with Agent Venom, and Agent Venom will give him a little bit of damage reduction. But I would like him to have some in his kit, so he's not so heavily reliant on Agent Venom. Also, Agent Venom will give him protection from chain hit damage and a little bit of chain hit damage as well. I think Spider-Man will benefit greatly from chain hit damage simply because he doesn't have any in his kit. Additionally, they need to consider giving this guy skills that can be used with another CTP except the CTP of Rage. Like if you look at his practice rotation that they recommend, which I think it's a decent rotation, the 3, the 4, and the 5, it ends so quickly. And on top of that, by the time you get to your 5th skill, your proc is going to already have gone off because you use the 3 and the 4. So one of these skills, either the 3 or the 4, need to be, let me just go out of this way, need to be instantly cancelable while still giving you the hits and the damage from it, right? That's what they gotta do, because they can't just make it so that majority of the characters that they're releasing or majority of the uniforms that they're releasing play primarily the best with a CTP of Rage, simply because Spider-Man doesn't have guaranteed critical rate, which is the way to ensure that your CTP of Rage triggers consistently. But on top of that, it also diminishes the value of the CTP of energy and the CTP of destruction. If you take a look at my inventory, I have so many CTPs of energy because these days I don't even bother putting them on characters, because the value of the CTP of energy is just going down with the characters, or rather the type of characters and the type of uniforms and the type of play styles that they're trying to design these characters for. You can't make it so that every character functions best with a CTP of Rage, because it just kills the value of those other CTPs that are already dying. So that's just my god honest opinion. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen for Spider-Man this time around, but you gotta get damage reduction, super guard break, and a slightly better heal maybe but for sure skills that can be instantly cancelled would benefit him greatly. I'm sure it would make him weaker, or rather more susceptible to reflect damage from Silver Surfer if he had skills that would just be lingering and attacking. But if he plays similar to how he plays now, where he primarily snipes with his force skill has him in an iframe for the most part, so he'll be fine, right? Sure, he's going in and out slightly, but he'll be fine if he's just proccing primarily on his force skill to kill people, if the 5 and the 3 are just going off simultaneously. So leave your thoughts in the comments. Are you excited to see Spider-Man get another uniform, even though he has so many? Let me know in the comment section, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be upset with this, because there's so many characters in the game that have never gotten their first uniform. For him to be on 10, right, and still getting more, I get it, believe me, I feel you. But where I'm at right now, I'm just trying to have fun, because I don't know how much longer it is gonna be before they shut the game down, bro. It's just the God honest truth. I'm out. Peace.